Sora Dora is a perfume house that is so hyped up at the moment, so I had to try pretty much all of the perfumes right now in their collection. So I got this discovery set and I'm going to tell you which one is my absolute favorite and the ones that are not really my type of scent. As always, let's start with the presentation. So I am not a fan of this discovery set presentation. It is a black box. You can see it's ripped up already. It only says what is inside, like the names of the perfumes, and then the perfumes have something to sit in, but that's pretty much it. Then you get the perfumes individually in another black box, which I think is not necessary. It just says the name of the brand, the name of the perfume, and that's it. You know how I like the presentation of discovery sets. I think it's such a different experience if you have something that, I don't know, gets you in the mood for the perfumes, for the brand itself. It's a very nice way to present yourself as a brand and also to make the customers feel more excited about the scents. Also, I don't know anything about the perfumes if I look only at the discovery set. There is nothing, no paper, no description, nothing on there. But on the bright side, the perfume bottles I like a lot. I mean, the sample bottles. The original bottles are perfection. They are so beautiful. I love the bottles, but also those sample bottles I love. They're chubby and there is so much juice in here. There is 2 milliliters of extrait de parfum in here. And also the sprayer is really good. I mean, it is a sprayer after all. A lot of discovery sets only have dabbers, which I don't think is a good idea anyway, but the bottles themselves I like a lot. Okay, so onto the perfumes. And a lot of you said that you like that I rank the perfumes. So I'm going to rank them again, but I'm going to tell you there's basically 50% of the perfumes I love and adore, and then there's 50% that I just don't like on my skin and that are not for me. So it's not specifically a 1 to whatever how many there are, but more of these are the ones I don't like on my skin, these are the ones I love. But let's jump in with Vanuatu. And Vanuatu is a spicy, woody, green, fresh perfume with loads of very interesting notes. It has fig milk and black pepper, cardamom, violet, rhubarb, papyrus. These are all notes I love, but on my skin, I tested all of them on my skin several times. It was just so sharp, so sharp. The black pepper and the cumin are so sharp and strong. I was shocked. So in the beginning you get something very sharp and fruity. Maybe it's the fig and the rhubarb, and I think it is the rhubarb because it is sour mixed with those spicy notes. It's a lot. And then it gets more grassy, greeny, woody, and it has a very strong spice note of cumin. The cumin is so loud, and then it almost has something of, there's a spice called chervil that my dad uses a lot, and on my skin it smells a lot like chervil. I don't know. Then there is this fig milk coming through, which is very weird, and it makes the fragrance a little bit more smooth, but not quite. It's not as loud and all over the place in the dry down, but still nothing that I appreciate on my skin and that I would recommend. But if you want something very niche and out there and like probably nothing you've ever smelled before, check this one out. The performance is very good, and I'm not going to tell you specifically the performance of every one of them because pretty much all of Sora Dora's perfumes have a very good performance. The next one I have on my list is called Kamel Oud, and this is quite hyped up. I'm not too sure why. This is a very oriental, spicy, woody, animalic scent. It is not a Western type of easy to wear oud. It's pretty much cumin and oud on my skin, and that's about it. And the oud smells like leathery. It's like a leathery, very animalic kind of oud, but not stinky. It's just a leathery type of oud. It's like cumin, leather, like smooth leather, and oud. And the quality of the perfume is very, very good, I can tell, but still it's nothing that I want to smell on my skin. Cumin is something that can make a perfume more interesting, but if it is the main player, it's just wow, I don't like it at all on my skin. Reminds me of BO a little bit, or spices in the kitchen, and I don't want to wear it on my skin. There is this balance lacking. I mean, it is quite rounded out because there are a lot of other notes in here. There's raspberry, there's elemi resin, and so on. But the main players are cumin, oud, and something leathery. I don't know, if you are into those types of scents, like real oud, real leather, and you want something strong, go for it. But I do not want to wear it on my skin, and I do not want to wear it on my husband's skin, for example. I don't think it smells sexy. It's just a very strong I am here type of perfume. The next one is called Gladiator, and when I saw the notes I was like, oh my god, this is going to be so nice for me and or my husband, because this is fresh and citrusy with touches of green notes and woody notes. There's green apple in here, which I love, peppermint, which I love, bitter orange, grapefruit, bergamot, cedar, lemon, pineapple. So loads of notes I like, but I got headaches instantly. Like the moment I even just smelled it, and right now I got a headache right here. Like I don't know what it is, but I get headaches from this scent right away. I cannot even smell it because it irritates my nose or something. I have no idea. I have this very strong reaction to it. It's also quite sharp and citrusy with a strong sour pineapple note, and it reminds me of something like Aventus and perfumes like that, but just very amped up in the sourness. Just very, very strong and sharp. The base reminds me of a very generic shower gel scent, which I like, and it is very aquatic and synthetic, like most of those shower gel scents are. And there is this strong mint note, which gives the fragrance the feeling of being very cool. So if it's maybe very hot where you live and you want something to cool you down, this is one of the ones that feels extremely cold. It's very interesting, and it is more interesting than others in this scent family, but it's just so strong and so sharp that I get a headache from it instantly. And I do think there are others out there that are more elegantly made. Okay, so we have 3 perfumes that unfortunately did not work for me and on me. And now I have one where I'm like a little bit more neutral, and then the other 3 ones are loves. So this one is called Greasque, and this is a green perfume. It's very, very, very green. It's very authentic smelling, just like an herb garden with very fresh, strong mint and basil. I actually think it's such a happy scent. I'm going to spray it here. Yeah, it's so authentic smelling. It is so strange because the Gladiator one smelled so synthetic to me and on me, and this one is the opposite. It's so natural smelling, and it's a little bit more subdued. The performance is not as strong as the other ones I've shown you before, but it's just so pleasant. If you want something very green and fresh and uplifting and a happy perfume that just smells like an herb garden, I think Greasque is such a nice scent. There is basil in here, peppermint, blackcurrant, caramel. There's bergamot in here, cedar and wood. So it is quite woody, but it's just in the background and gives it some depth, but it's all about the herbs and the juiciness. Now onto the love category. So I wasn't sure what I should pick for 1, 2, and 3. So I love all of the following perfumes. The first one is called Mandorle, and this is definitely the most popular one from Sora Dora. So this is a sweet gourmand scent. It's very spicy and it's definitely leathery and oriental. So it has tonka bean, cashmere, suede, rum, woody notes, caramel, white musk, cocoa, and vanilla. At first, it has a strong reminiscence of lost cherry on my skin. It's quite powdery and cherry-like. There's no cherry in here, but it has this almost like a cherry coke aspect to it. It smells very elegant, and then you get a very light and smooth leather note. And I'm not the biggest fan of leather perfumes, like strong leather perfumes, but if they are very smooth and mixed in with other notes, they can make the perfume much more elegant and date night appropriate or more special. And this leather note in here definitely does it for me. It's not the strongest perfume, which I do like, because I think some cherry perfumes and especially some leather perfumes are just too strong and then I cannot wear them. This one is something that I can easily wear day to day for fall and winter time. I think I'm going to get the full bottle of it just because it's a very beautiful everyday type of scent that still smells very special, very niche. But on the other hand, a lot of people do like to smell it on other people. The next one is such a shocker for me because I do not think I've heard anyone speak about this perfume. At least I have not seen any reviews of it. It's called Brocéliande, and this, it's so nice. It's very complex. It was like a love at first sight. The first time I smelled it, I was like, I love it. And it's so complex. The first 30 seconds, I get a Coca-Cola vibe, but not like I don't know, like a vintagey Coca-Cola vibe, or maybe we have something called Africola here, something like that. It's so fun and something special and something I've never smelled before, but it goes away on my skin after 30 seconds. And then you get a strong caramel note mixed in with the cola vibes, and then comes the lemon and the cake and the sugar drizzles. It reminds me a lot of Acro's Bake or Lemon Tart by Teodoros Calotinis, but those ones are not as complex. They are like lemon cake and that's basically it. This one is a lot more deep and interesting and niche smelling, and it's something that I could see myself wearing in fall and winter time because of the deep notes in here. It has caramel and lemon and lime. It has cinnamon, ginger, which gives the fragrance some kick. There's some sesame in here. There is some coriander seeds, rum. It has animalic notes like civet, and it has iris and styrex, so it's just very attractive smelling. I smell it and I'm like, yeah, that's sexy. And it's gourmand, but it's also something for people who are not really into the gourmand sense, because it does smell edible, but still like a perfume. And I don't know, I'm just addicted to it. I'm definitely going to get a bottle of that. And the number one for me is Orchidée Rouge. Another one that is very underrated in my opinion. It's very complex and I've tried to write down what I think of it and I don't really find the right words. So I'm going to tell you what is in there. The main accords are sweet, spicy, gourmand, creamy, and powdery. And the fragrance notes are caramel, almond milk, heliotrope, white musk, rum, ylang ylang, vanilla, cinnamon, elemi resin, Italian bergamot, and orange. So I've smelled this one so many times. I've worn this one so many times, and I just think it smells special. It's just something different. It's just attractive to me, just like the other ones. I've worn them yesterday both, one on this side and one on this side, and I was smelling my hands the whole day because I was so attracted to them. They're so yummy smelling. It is quite woody and creamy and sweet and sexy and mature, but still playful. And it has something about Dior Homme, Dior Hypnotic Poison, and I don't know, just best of both of those worlds, because I do love Dior Homme. It's one of my husband's signature scents, the original one. And I do like Hypnotic Poison. However, I always thought something was missing. And in here, it's just perfection. I don't know what it is, but it's also a lot more subdued than others. It's not a loud scent at all. It doesn't have the biggest performance, but it's still enough. But it has just something very nice about it. I think there's this rum note in here, which makes it very different, because there's this ylang ylang in here, which gives it this tropical holiday vibe. And then there's this creamy almond milk mixed in with the caramel, which makes it so edible. And then you have those juicy citruses, the bergamot and the orange. But then there's this deepness to it from the resin, from the cinnamon, from the rum, from the benzoin. I don't know, it's so nice. And because there are citrusy fruits in here, and there's also those more resiny notes, I think this is an all year type of fragrance. I can imagine myself wearing it in spring, summer, fall, or winter time. And as you may have guessed it, I am going to get a bottle of this one because it is just so beautiful. So these were all of the perfumes. As you can see, I have some absolute favorites which I love and adore, and then I have some that just do not work on my skin. Let me know if you've tried any of the ones I've shown you before. What do you think of them? I am so excited to see other launches from this perfume house, because I just think the perfumes smell very different. And a lot of times I have so many discovery sets in my collection, and a lot of times the perfumes just do not smell interesting enough to me. And in here there are so many very interesting perfumes. Also, performance is very nice, and so many niche perfumes nowadays do not have the performance I wish they had, so I'm happy about that. And I hope to see more perfumes from this perfume house that knock me off my socks, just like the 3 favorites I've just shown you. So I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.